right, Molo Sanbonani, hello, how's it? Good day. Welcome to another episode of the Big Daddy Liberty Show. I'm here in Pretoria, as you can see behind me, the Union Buildings. Yes, that's right, the seat of the man who leads the Government of National Unity. He's part of this conversation, technically, as we talk to South Africans about what South Africa can be. That's right, this is the What South Africa Can Be campaign, the second edition of it, as we hit the streets of South Africa asking you what an ideal South Africa looks like, number one. Number two, is the Government of National Unity, the GNU, a step towards that? If it is, what policy reforms are we as South Africans looking for to create that South Africa that can be? That's the conversation we're having, and we're going to hit the streets of Pretoria to talk to you about exactly that. Before any of that, where are my manners? My name is Sihle Ngobese, and a massive thank you to the Institute of Race Relations for joining us on this campaign. With that being said, enough of the jibber jabber, let's hit the streets. We are rolling. Gents, I'm catching you here in front of the Union Buildings, of course the symbolic seat of power in this country. And part of the conversation I want to have is exactly about what happens in here, right? There's this new Government of National Unity. A lot of South Africans, if you read the comments online, seem to be excited by it. But my thing is, what can South Africa be? What are the top three issues that you feel like we as South Africans, and of course this GNU, must address? Top three issues, Baba.
Top three, my first one is crime.
Absolutely.
Yeah, extortion, that falls under crime obviously. And then my second one is illegal immigration, which contributes to lack of employment for our locals. I mean, citizens of South Africa, we are not employed because the foreigners also looking for survival. They must do something. And the last one out of the three that you requested is health. Yeah, all of us now, we are having underlying issues regarding health, you see. So that is my three priority ones: crime, illegal immigration, and health.
I'm hearing there's a specific focus on illegal immigration here. Let me zoom on that maybe for a second. Because again, what you're saying is not something we're not hearing on social media. We're hearing people say, look, it's becoming an issue. And there are multiple spill-off issues that are linked to this. Overcrowding in hospitals is one, etc., etc. But yesterday we spoke to other folks who are immigrants. I don't know their status as to whether they're illegal or not, but these are individuals who are selling by the side of the road. And they were saying, look, broadly speaking, they have no problem with following the immigration laws if this government made it easier to do that. So the argument they're making is that, look, this government is not making it easier, or worse yet, if you are following the rules, they'll only give you 1 month access to South Africa, and then you have to go back and then reapply, blah, blah, blah. Do you think there's merit in that argument to say, look, we don't have a problem with legal immigrants, make that process easier, fine, but stamp out the illegal immigration? Is that the argument you're basically making?
Yeah, you see, my friend, the other problem about our relationships with neighboring countries, or the whole countries across the world, because they are here, is that we as South Africans, we don't get the same treatment or access to their countries the way they get it in ours. Like I like Zimbabweans. I like all the people in the world. I would like to go to Zimbabwe, get married there, farm there, but you won't get there easy as they get here, so easy. So the government must look at the policies about immigration. I don't have problem with human beings or foreigners. I'm having the problem with illegal immigrants.
I hear you. I do hear you. Your top three issues that must be dealt with by this GNU, and yes, by us as South Africans generally. Top three.
Look here, the first one, let's first highlight the issue of immigration.
Yes.
The reason why I'm saying that is because of automatically it influx and frustrate all the resources for South Africans in terms of housing, in terms of health, as he has mentioned, education that he has never mentioned. And thirdly, the population already on its own, the density has expanded. Look here, only in Tshwane, we're looking at about a minimum of about 4.5 million in terms of population. That might be more than that. And then the mushroom of informal settlement, we're looking at about 650,000 in the last, from 2019 till last year. Those were the statistics. Now, when you start looking at other issues, it says a lot. There isn't much to say about already. The health system will be frustrated. The infrastructure of the hospitals have not been rebuilt, and look at the population that's there. Well, also COVID has contributed. And then based on on this new government, I cannot say it's something new. You understand? And it's politics. Each and every political party is looking for their own self-interest. And they might reach an agreement just to protect their political landscape. You understand? Those are the dynamics that are there. So in short, that's all I have to share.
Okay, so it seems those people have a particular focus on illegal immigration. Fine, I get it. And there's nothing wrong with that. Illegal immigration, at the end of the day, is an issue of the rule of law. And South Africans, quite frankly, are sick of the flouting of our laws, and they're sick of the high crime rates. But with that being said, we decided to move away from the union buildings and head into the inner city of Pretoria. And this is what people had to say on the streets around what South Africa can be. First things first, what are your quick thoughts on the GNU? And with that question, what are the top 3 priorities it must focus on?
I'm an absolute fan of the GNU. I believe that the GNU is the best thing that could have happened to South Africa, obviously post 1994. We have given the previous government a chance, or the previous party that was in charge of government a chance. South Africans then on the 29th of May said no, and I think that South Africans made a very good decision. In fact, I think South Africans like the GNU so much that they might repeat it in 2029.
Strong indications of that. Yes.
So I think so far so good. What we needed as South Africans, and our constitution is set up this way, is we needed there to be a competition among parties for our attention as South Africans. And I think there's a few new GNU ministers that definitely has caught our attention, and hopefully other parties that are in government will soon want our attention as well and do things for South Africans that will make us look up and say, well, hey now, I see you've either changed or you've not.
This is perhaps what we've been missing as South Africans, as we've had 30 years of single party dominance. So I echo a lot of those sentiments. And let me bring it back to just maybe 2 more final questions. Number 1, this government's been in office for about 2, maybe 3 months now. Pardon me, sorry. What are the top 3 priorities you'd like them to focus on? You know, what should we as South Africans, what policy reforms should we now be demanding, saying, hey, you're a new government, you're a mix of sorts, but these are the 3 things that you must drill down on?
I think since the advent of the new administration, police has definitely stepped up their game as well. Whether it's just good PR or that they're actually doing something, that is what I'm excited about, because one of our number 1 complaints in South Africa is, of course, crime. There are parts in South Africa where we would not be able to do this because I would be scared somebody snatching my phone and or your equipment. So crime, we need to get that down drastically. Number 2, obviously unemployment. There are too many people that are unemployed, and I think that various departments within the GNU, government is not meant to be an employer, the private sector is, but many departments in the GNU, if they get rid of the rot, are able to employ more credible South Africans as well. The president had put an emphasis on public works, that South Africa needs to be a building site. The construction sector provides so many jobs. So if the GNU does what it had set out to do, and then definitely South Africans should be able to see a reduce in crime, in unemployment, and then the last thing that I am personally passionate about is illegal immigration. That we are not saying that we do not want immigrants, we just want people to come here legally. And that ties in with crime, because if our laws are being respected, it's a crime to come into this country illegally. So those are the 3 things for me.
Hey man, thank you for your time.
With the government of unity, whatever, I'm happy with it because I can see a progress. Yeah, they are cleaning up the streets, of which is a good thing. And secondly, I can see that they are doing the job. They are trying to arrest illegal immigrants, of which is a good thing. At least the country will be clean. We are a lot here, actually, we are a lot. And some are just loitering on our streets. We don't know what they are doing. And I can see that they are doing their job. Immigration is all over the place. The police are busy arresting people. I think they're doing a good job.
Ma'am, maybe as a final question, this question speaks to what you'd like to see them focus on. What can South Africa be, man, you know? What are the top 2 or top 1 issue that you'd like this new government and us as South Africans to focus on?
Job creation.
Absolutely.
Yes. And secondly, I can see a lot of restaurants, they are employing, I'm not xenophobic or trying to be something, they're employing foreign national people and they prefer them more than South Africans. I don't know what is going on. I would prefer if they will employ more South African, even at the restaurants, because a lot of them, they're not working. Yes.
Again, you know, this issue of foreign nationals comes up a lot, and you know, one might be tempted to think it comes from a place of xenophobia. And again, I'm not saying there isn't and there aren't those who are xenophobic, but a lot of people are just frustrated at the idea that it's a law and order issue. Again, I'll leave it to your books, but insofar as what South Africa can be, as you're hearing it from people, illegal immigration is not what people want. Let's keep the conversation going. Now that there's this new GNU, first of all, what do you think about it? Yay, nay, or are you going to wait and see?
I think wait and see. I don't think we've given it a fair chance. I think people are just super quick to judge it, so wait and see.
Okay. Maybe with that being said, therefore, what are the top 2, top 3 issues you think it must deal with for the kind of South Africa that we can be?
Number 1, obviously focusing on the youth. I think we are the future and obviously the greatness of this country currently. Secondly, job creation. We need jobs. Jobs create money and income, and that's how we fuel our economies.
Absolutely.
And the third one has to be crime. Yeah, because everything circles back to if our people are not safe within the country, they will obviously want to immigrate and go to other countries, which causes brain drain and stuff like that. So definitely crime.
Ma'am, thank you for your time. Appreciate it.
Unemployment,
Yes.
service delivery, and then closing the gap among the poor and the rich. Yeah, those are the
Baba,
three.
I appreciate your time. Thank you, Bob. All right, that's it for Pretoria. As you heard, the people on the streets have their say about what South Africa can be. Do they particularly find this GNU government a yay, nay, or wait and see type thing? Again, you heard from people in that regard. But more than that, you heard from them as to what the major issues that must be addressed are. I am listening, dear South Africans. This is more than just a talk shop. I am listening. This is information I'm looking to do something with for us, the faith, flag, family, and freedom type South Africans. But hey, with that being said, thank you so much for watching this, the 3rd installment of the What South Africa Can Be campaign, the 2nd edition of it at least. If you like the content, make sure you do me a solid favor and actually like the show on any of our social media platforms, including our friends over at the Institute of Race Relations. Make sure you follow them, please, and consume their content. And if you like the content and want to be a part of the conversation, please use hashtag WhatSACanBe. With that being said, thank you so much for watching. I'll see you in the last installment of the What South Africa Can Be campaign.